Last class we have discussed Swinburne test. So dear students, as is that slide is visible to you? Last class we have discussed Swinburne test, and that Swinburne test. So dear students, please give a response. Is that slide is visible to you? Just try to give the response. Okay, thank you. So in this test, the flux is practically constant. In this test, the flux is practically constant. That is especially in case of shunt and compound motors. So generally it is an indirect method while doing this test. So indirect method means without actually applying the load, we can determine the losses and efficiency. We can determine the losses and efficiency at any desired load. So that desired load we have to assume. Yeah. So that is what first of all what we'll do here in the test. So the motor is run on no load at its rated voltage. So at the starting, so we are here used to, that is the 3-phase starter to limit the starting current to get the so in order to avoid the damage of armature. And what about here? So the motor is slightly cut by one by one, then by the starting current is limited by when you are using the 3-phase starter. Then when as the motor which pick up the speed, so then you can get the rated speed, the rated voltage, and you can take the reading about that ammeters. So so you have to take you have to assume this in this side only, this ammeter, not this side here. So after getting this line current and field current, then you easily find out this armature current here. There is okay. That is in Swinburne test. So from that we have discussed this no load test. So this graph or this is the generator efficiency. So why? Because the Swinburne test is applicable for both generator and motor here. Okay. So for generator, then the efficiency will be like that. So for motor, that is the efficiency is like that here. So the main advantage of the Swinburne test is we can test the any type of machine like a large rating of machines here. So what about the other disadvantage here? So what about the other disadvantage here? That is the that is what the other advantage is what it is a most economical. That is the power drawn from the supply is only to meet the losses. So that is the most economical method, and the large rating of machines can also be tested here. And what about here? So the actual performance of the machine is not verified. Actual performance of the machine is not verified here. So that's why because the temperature is not verified, thereby the combustion is not verified here. So one more point will be there: the efficiency is not accurate here. The efficiency is not accurate. So the main advantage is what here? So it is a most economical, and what about here? So we can test any type of machine, like any type of large machine. But what about the disadvantage here? So the performance of the machine is not verified, means the temperature and the combustion is not verified. So the efficiency is also not accurate here. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of this Swinburne test here. Okay. So next coming to Hawkinson test here. Coming to Hawkinson test. So in earlier classes we have discussed brake test and Swinburne test. In earlier classes we have discussed brake test and Swinburne test here. In earlier classes, we have discussed to brake test and Swinburne test. The main disadvantage of brake test uh, is what you put. So is applicable for only small rating of machines. So and the main disadvantage of Swinburne test is what you put here. So the purpose of the machine is not verified, thereby the thereby what about here, thereby the computation. So thereby the computation and what about here, the temperature is not verified. So the efficiency is very so not accurate here, not accurate in Swinburne test. So coming to Hopkinson test. So in that Hopkinson test we have considered here two missions, two identical missions. So two identical missions, that is what this test which requires two identical missions. So which are connected in back to back, which are connected back to back. So one of the machine is acting as a motor and other machine is acting as a generator here. So why it is called so this there is what in this test both machines are both identical machines are connected in back to back, means so the input of the motor, so there is what about here, so whatever the output get from the motor, that is given to the generator input, and whatever the output get from the generator, that is given to the input to the motor. So there is this thereby, so thereby the connection is what here, back to back connection here. Okay, let us see. So what you are getting here. Okay, then what I am saying here. So please all of you keep one notes all these points, but I have not mentioned here all these points here. So the first point is what about this method. So this method requires same rating of two identical machines. This method requires same rating of two identical machines. So this method requires same rating of two identical machines. So the same rating of two identical machines here. Same rating of two identical machines. Okay, and two identical machines. So that is what it requires. This method requires two identical machines, and it is suitable for this test is suitable for shunt and compound machines. This test is suitable for shunt and compound machines. So like what about here, shunt and compound motors. Shunt and compound motors. Okay, it is not suitable for series machines like series motors. So this Hopkinson test is not suitable for series machines or series motors. So in the two machines, suppose if you consider the two shunt and compound machines, suppose if you consider the two shunt machines, so in the two machines, one is acting as a motor, and another one is acting as a generator, So both are mechanically. Suppose if you consider this is the motor and whatever. So first of all, so this test is suitable for shunt and compound motors. But what I am saying here, so in these two machines, one is acting as a motor, another one is acting as what about generator. But both are mechanically. So both are what? Both are mechanically coupled. That is what both are mechanically coupled, and what about here? Both are mechanically coupled and electrically connected here. Both are mechanically coupled and electrically connected here. So not like that here. Here, let us see. Both are mechanically coupled and electrically connected here. Just wait. This is one voltmeter I am going to take. This is the connection. This is the field side. This is the line side here. Like that. This is the supply voltage. This is the ammeter. Here, just I am connecting the one rheostat. So in the rheostat some field winding. So here also just I am connecting one rheostat. In the rheostat one is also one field winding. Like that here. This is the connection. This is what about. So these both machines, one is acting as a motor, one is acting as a generator. So both are mechanically connected and electrically. That is what you put here. Both machines are mechanically coupled and electrically connected in parallel. Electrically connected in parallel here. Okay. So there is what about the voltmeter. So this is the voltmeter connected across the. So the voltmeter connected across the switch is for the polarity. Is easy. So is used to test the polarity test here. Polarity test between the motor and generator. Between the motor and generator. So what I am saying here, see these both machines are connected in back to back. So these both machines are connected back to back here. So this machine and this machine connected back to back here. Means mechanical power output. The mechanical power output of the motor. So the mechanical power output of the motor is given to the generator, and the electrical power output of the generator is given to the motor here. Is given to the motor. Therefore, it is called regenerative test or back-to-back test here. Regenerative test or back-to-back test. Next point is what about the power drawn from the supply. The power drawn from the supply is only to meet the losses. Therefore, this test is a economical test here. This test is what about economical test. So compared to Sinban test, that is most economical. But here this test is a economical test here. Okay, last fifth point. So by conducting this test, by conducting the Hopkinson test, we can determine the stray losses. We can determine the stray losses here. So what is meant by stray losses? The combination of stray losses means the combination of manic losses, the combination of manic losses and what about here mechanical losses here. So what about the manic losses? That is the iron or core losses. Iron or core losses and mechanical losses. So the iron plus mechanical losses we are so here we are said to be stray losses. Stray losses here. So here the stray losses are equally divided for both generator and motor. Here the stray losses are equally divided for both generator and motor, but it practically it is not happen because of this excitation and all those things. The stray losses are not equally divided in Hopkins test. But in case of field test, the stray losses are equally divided here because of their speed and excitation. In field test, because in the field test which requires two identical series motors. So that's why the field test can be run under what about here load condition only. So thereby based on that speed and excitation, the stray losses are equally divided because of their equal excitation of the both machines, both series motors. Okay, that point you have to remember. So coming to advantage, what about the advantage here? It is economical test here because so the power drawn from the what are the power drawn from the supply to meet the losses, to only meet the losses. Therefore, there is what about here? Therefore, it is a economical test here. And what about the combustion is verified here, and the temperature is also verified, and the large reading emissions can also be tested here. Large reading emissions also tested. But coming to disadvantage here, so this is the motor. So this is the motor set and this is the MG set. Generally, motor and generator set here. So because of that MG set, the total cost wise is very there is what about high here. So the cost is high, but it is also economical. So the economical part is where the cost is very here. Next, the stray losses are not equally divided, which is not that is what about because of that the stray losses are more due to more in motor due to that IA current, that is armature current, and less field current. So the effect of armature action is more. So there is what about the effect of armature action more on weak field plus what about here, thereby the compression is poor here. So these are the disadvantages of Hopkinson test here. Let us see what are the points will be there. Okay, these are the points here. So this is the regenerative test which requires two identical DC CNT machines. But this test is applicable for It is suitable for shunt and compound machines. But here we are discussing now only shunt machines. So that is what about this test is I am applying only for shunt machine. That point you have to remember. But this is a regenerative test. So this is a regenerative test which requires two identical DC shunt machines coupled mechanically. So coupled mechanically and connected electrically in parallel. You can see. So this is the like what about here? This is the one motor. This is the another machines. Two machines. These are the two shunt machines. This is the one machine. This is the one machine here. Machine 1 and machine 2. Two identical. Two identical means what about here? Suppose if you consider the nameplate details of this Hopkins and Dist here. So the speed. Suppose if you consider the. So let us see. So after, we will discuss later that point here. So first of all, what I am saying here. What I am saying that point. So this test requires two identical DC shunt machines. DC shunt machines which are coupled mechanically, connected electrically in parallel. You can see. So which are coupled mechanically here. Which are coupled mechanically and connected in electrically here. You can see and connected in electrical here. Okay. Here that is the first point. One of the machine is operated as a motor and other as a generator. So here let us see. So one of the machine, this is the one machine operated as a motor based on the field. Suppose if you take the field, so here suppose if you consider the if the two machines are operating in parallel. So this is the machine 1 and machine 2, M1 and M2. So one point here, so already that concept is not there in that in your syllabus. So just I am taking this is the positive, this is the bus bar, negative bus bar here. So if the machines are two machines are operating in parallel or continuing in parallel, suppose one of the machine field is weakened. One of the machine is field weakened. So one of the machine is what about field is strengthened. So the strengthened machine which is attached as a generator, the weakened field is which is attached as a motor. The part you have to remember. Suppose in order to satisfy the parallel operation of two machines, you have to remember like same terminal voltage. What about that is what about the same terminal voltage and same polarity. So the same polarity means there is A plus to A plus and A minus to A minus. So similarly here also A plus to A plus, like that. So these are the two. This is the source side. This is the load side. These are the two bus bar connections. Suppose if the terminal voltage in that machine 1 is much less than the machine 2, so this machine is acting as a motor, this machine is acting as a generator. That is the two parts. Okay. This concept will comes under parallel operation of two machines. Okay, that point you have to remember. So what I am saying here. So first of all, in this test, one is so these two machines are mechanically coupled and electrically connected. That point. The second point is what about one of the machine is acting as a motor and one of the machine acting as a generator. One of the machine acting. So first of all, these both are motors. But what I am saying here, so one of the field is strengthened. So it will be this machine behaves as a generator. That part you have to remember. So this like that. So let us see that point here. So one of the machines operate as a motor and other as a generator. Next, in this test, the mechanical power output of the motor is given to the generator and the electrical power output of the motor like about here. So the electrical power output of the generator is given to the motor here. Okay, let us see. So hence this test is also called regenerative test or back to back test here. So what I am saying here, this reason. So these both machines are connecting back to back. These both machines are connecting back to back. Means mechanical power output. The mechanical power output what here? This is. So this mechanical power output of the motor is given to the generator. And similarly electrical power output. So the electrical power output of the generator is given to the motor here. Is given to the motor. You can see is given to the motor here. You can see the IG. So when it is happened here, when the switch is closed here, the generator current which is given to this here. So thereby the line current and generator current, then you can get the total motor current here. So like what about that IL plus IG here. Then you can get this one. Otherwise you can take this is the I1 current, this is the I2 current. So this is the I3 current. So the I3 current is and you have to remember. In this stage, the stray losses are measured, but how to measure the stray losses, we are going to discuss based on that diagram, circuit diagram. Okay. The stray losses are nothing but what the combination of iron or core losses and what about the mechanical losses here. That part you have to remember. So iron or core loss. So what about the constant losses? So along with the shunt field copper losses, the total losses are said to be constant. That is a different case. But the combination of iron or core losses and mechanical losses is nothing but what about stray losses here. Okay. So coming to experiment side here. So coming to how to conduct in this test here. How to conduct in this test. Generally, this switch is called as a snare switch. Okay. First of all, what we'll do here. So this is the circuit diagram of performing half inch test on two identical shunt machines. Two identical shunt machines here. So here I have given DC supply to that motor here. Here I have given the DC supply in that motor. So here I have given the DC supply to the motor as a input. So how much voltage gets from the source? So you have to check with the help of this voltmeter. Suppose the DC supply is 220 voltage. So that amount of voltage gets from the supply. So you have to check with the help of this voltmeter. That's why this voltmeter is called like that 0 to 300 volts. So yeah, that's that. So next one is what about here? So one part you have to remember. The nameplate is coming to nameplate details. The nameplate details. The nameplate details of this half inch test here. So suppose if you consider the like specifications. So this is specification, this is motor, this is for generator. These are the serial numbers like that. So like that the speed for motor and generator is same. 51 RPM and 51 RPM here. So what about the field current? The field current is also same here. 1 ampere, 1 amp. What about that load current? So load current there is 13.6. Generally for motor 13.6. So that amount of this is also 13.6. Why? Because these two are in these two identical machines are here. These are the two identical machines. That's why. So same rating you have to take here. The same rating. So that's why. So either even though it is a generator, you have to consider before that. So before that is a motor, but based on that field strength so the motor which behaves as a generator. That's why I have considered the 13.6 here. Next, what about the voltage? The fourth one voltage. What about the voltage here? 220 here. Here also 220. Oh, these are the nameplate details of this half inch test here. Okay, what about the power supply? So the power supply here, the power supply, so this is the for motor is 5 HP. So but the generator is different here. The generator is what about the 3 kilowatts, 3 kilowatts. Otherwise you can take 5 HP, 5 HP here. So these are the nameplate details of the Hawkinson test here. Nameplate details of the Hawkinson. So coming to field current, we always remember 1 amp. So the field current is always 1 ampere. So the load current is 13.6, 13.6. Generally for motor 13.6, for generator 19 amps. So coming to supply voltage, that is 220 here. And what about the for motor? The motor rating of motor is HP. The rating of generator is what about kilowatts. That's why here 5 HP and 3 kilowatts here. Okay. These are the name. These are the various values of as given in the nameplate. Okay. So next, coming to procedure, how to conduct this test. So this is the knife switch. Knife switch here. So when the knife switch is closed, I will discuss here. So first of all, I have to give this DC supply to that motor as an input. I have to give this. So that is what about here. First of all, before that we have some arrangement will be the like here DPS switch, and the fuse rating. Here the fuse rating, and what about here 3-pan starter. So these are the arrangements I have not drawn here, but you just imagine. So that is the DPS switch and fuse rating, and what about the 3-pan starter. Okay. So when I am explaining this point, you may got some doubt. So here the 3-pan starter is you are not seeing. That's why. So you just imagine like here 3-pan start will be there, and fuse rating will be there, and DPC switch will be there. Okay. And what about your other things here? So this is the DC supply, and what about this DC supply which is given to the input of the motor. First of all, what will do here? So first of all, I have to check the motor speed here. I have to check whenever the DPS switch is closed, then with the help of 3-pan starter. So the 3-pan starter will be from off condition to on condition will be on. That is what about with the help of NVC coil. So the starter handle is attracted by this NVC coil. So it should be magnetized. So the starter handle is always attracted by the NVC coil. Then it is under running condition. Then you can check the speed of this motor. So if the speed of the motor is not equal to rated speed, then you can adjust the rheostat here. So then you can adjust the rheostat here. So suppose if the 1480, if the speed is 1480, after checking so the speed of the motor is checked by the tachometer. So if its speed is 1480, so we need to get 1500 RPM. Then how to get the 1500 RPM? So we need to adjust the rheostat from minimum to maximum. Then you can get 50. So until you get the rated speed, so we need to adjust this rheostat here. After getting the rated speed, no need to disturb the rheostat here. No need to disturb this rheostat. So after getting the rated speed, then what will do here? So then you can adjust this generator side rheostat here. So generator side rheostat. So after adjusting, while adjusting the generator rheostat, so the voltmeters, whenever the voltmeter reads 0, that is what about here. So first of all, in order to get the motor speed 1500 RPM, 1480 to 1500 RPM, so we have to adjust this rheostat, motor side rheostat. So what about this rheostat, generator side rheostat? So in order to get the voltmeter reads 0, so when the voltmeter reads 0, so here the generator side rheostat position is maximum. So by adjusting the generator rheostat from maximum to minimum, so the voltmeter indicates from maximum to minimum value. So finally the voltmeter reads 0. The voltmeter reads 0. Then no need to disturb the generator side rheostat. Then when you get the voltmeter reads 0, then you can close the knife switch here. You can close the knife switch. So when you close the knife switch, then whatever the current gets from the generator, that is given to this water about here. So there is flow this side. There is flow this side, and this current flow this side. So both currents are added here. Both currents are added. That's why here that IM, there is what about here, that IL plus generator current here. This current. So when it is happened here, So first of all, what you are doing here? So after giving the DC supply with the help of DPSC switch, so the 3 pan starter will start here. So then the inputs are adjust the restart from minimum to maximum. So until you get the rated speed. After getting the rated speed, no need to disturb the motor side restart. Then you can adjust the restart from maximum to minimum until you get the voltmeter reach zero. When the voltmeter reach zero, then no need to disturb this generator restart. So when the voltmeter reach zero, then you can close the switch here. You can close the night switch. So whenever the switch is closed here, so what happened here? So then the generator side current is comes this side here, comes this side. Then this current which is added to the line current. So the total motor current will be what here? There is this current here. So this so based on so whenever the switch is closed, it means so it is what about first of all before that it is mechanically coupled. When it is electrically connected here, so like that. Whenever the switch is closed, whatever the output get from the generator that is given to the input to the motor here. Input to the motor. Okay. This is the total experimentation of Hawkins test here. So coming to tabular form like observation table here. So we have four ammeters. We have you can see we have four ammeters here. Oh, this is the first one, and the second one, and third one here, and fourth one here. Okay. Oh, this is the line side. This is the line current. Oh, this is the like what about here? Motor field current, and what about here? This is the generator field current, ISG, and IFG or ISG, and this is what about here? This is the generator current here. Okay. Oh, these are the four ammeters. Only one two voltmeters here. Okay. This so that's why based on that connection and arrangement. So this test is cost wise very not economical. But coming to whatever the power drawn from the supply which is equal to which is meet the losses means there is economical here. That part you have to remember. So coming to observation table. Okay, so this is the input voltage first of all. So the input voltage here you can see. This is the input voltage. This input voltage you are giving this. This is the voltmeter 0 to. So what are the voltage? Whether you are giving correct voltage or correct voltage getting or not. So you have to check this with the help of voltmeter. Okay. So that input voltage here and the current drawn from the supply is what about there is a I line current, that is what about I1, and generator armature current is what about I2, and motor armature current what about here? The motor current there is IM is nothing but what about IL plus IG. Otherwise you can take that I3. Otherwise you can take I1 plus I2. So motor field current here. So the motor current here, the motor field current is like that here, I3. The motor field current it should be represented by I shunt M. Generator armature current is what about here? IAG. So current drawn from the supply there is similarly motor armature current there is IAM. So general field current what about I shunt G. Okay, this is the IFG or I shunt G. So ISSG like that shunt. This is the generator field current here. This is the tabular form. First of all, what we'll do here? So when you give the supply, so with the help of 3 pan starter, you can adjust the rheostat until you get the rated speed. After getting the rated speed, you can take the voltmeter reading. So that's why you're getting what about 220 voltage. So this voltage is constant here. So so you have to check, you have to consider the 3-4 readings for observation table. So like 1 2 3 4 readings like that. So you have to check the ammeter. So that is the current here like 2.4 like that here. So the current drawn from the supply 2.4. So the current drawn from the supply 2.4 like that 3, 4, 6 or up to this the line current up to you have to assume like 15 amps. Generally the maximum possible current gets from the supply 20 amps. Okay, what about the generator side armature current here? So the generator side armature current like first of all here there is no, whenever the voltmeter reads 0, there is no current flows here. You can see. There is no current flows here. You can see. So when the switch is open means the general side current is 0. So here, but you are checking only 220 voltage, but the motor current here, that's the line current. So like you are getting what about here 2.4, 3 like that, 3, 6, 8 like that. But so at that instant, the current is on general side is 0. Why? Because the field is not excited here. The field is not adjusted here. Field restart. So here, whenever the switch is closed means the general side current is there will be there. So when that is what about while adjust the switch, adjust the restart, then you can get the generator current. The current which is given to the input of the motor here. Whenever the voltmeter is 0. Okay. So here you can see. And here the voltmeter is 0, that's why the generator, so there is what voltmeters, so here the switch is open here, that's why you are getting generator armature current 0. So next what about I3? So there is what about I3 current? So the I3 current here, there is what about motor field current. So the motor field current, generally the field current is maximum only 1 amp. So here also 1 amp here, that's why you have to take here 0.4 or 0.3 like that. So like this is the motor field current is always constant like 0.4, 0.4 here and 4.5 like that here otherwise. So what about the generator field current here? So the general field current it changes here like 0.6, 0.65, 0.7 like 0.8 like that here. So after getting this all values, so another more tabular form will be there. So the condition here like that, but I am drawing here there is no space. So I am mentioning here, this is the motor input. This is the motor input. So this is the motor efficiency. And this is the generator output here. Generator output. This is the generator efficiency here. Like that. The remaining here, but I have not space here. So this is the motor input. Then after getting the motor input, then with the help of losses, then you can find out the motor efficiency and the generator output. Then you can find out the generator efficiency here. Oh, these are the values here. Okay, and the total losses in both machines. What about here? So what are the losses? What I am saying here. So this is the like this is what about without applying the load. You have determined this losses here. So this is what about here. So this is also this is the regenerated test. Why? Because here. So whatever the generator. So whatever the so while giving the supply. So while giving the supply, the motor and generator will be there. The motor has to store some energy. So while discharging, the motor has to develop, so give that energy. So dissipate. That is what about that which gives the energy when it is discharged here. Like what about here? So here also same that point you have to remember. There is a regenerative takes place. So the total losses in both machines. What about here? The total losses both machines which is equal to the power drawn from the supply. The power drawn from the supply means the power input power. The input power drawn from the supply equal to the supply voltage and what about the supply voltage into line current. This one. That is I what about here IL naught. So the total losses. So actually this test is a economical. So the power drawn from the supply is only to meet the losses. So the power drawn from the supply is nothing but what about V into IL naught. Oh, this is the line current. So this is the line current here. This is the V. So the multiplication of V and I. So this is the total input power. That is the total input power which is equal to the total losses. Which is equal to total losses here. Actually, our objective is what about? So whatever the power gets from the supply, which is overcome the all losses, which is used to overcome the all losses here. Okay. So here there is the like what about the total losses here? There is V into IL naught. The V into IL naught here. So the V into IL naught, what about here? So here that is the total input gets from the supply that is equal to total losses in both machines. So I have written here like V into IL naught that is equal to here this is the generator side armature copper losses and what about this the motor side copper losses and along with what about stray losses in both machines. Stray losses the combination of the combination of iron losses and mechanical losses. So these are the total losses here. So the input I have written here, the total losses I have written here. This is the total losses here. The total losses whatever, this is the generator side copper losses and motor side copper losses and the stray losses in both machines for both motor and generator. So the stray losses is nothing but whatever the combination of iron and mechanical losses. So from that I am going to find out is whatever our main objective whatever by conducting this test we have to determine the, so we have to measure the stray losses. That's why we are going to separate the stray losses here. We are going to separate the stray losses. You can see the stray losses are here. So the stray losses are here. So the stray losses here, the stray losses which are equal to the total input minus this total losses, that is the general cell losses and motor cell losses comes this side here. You can see V into IL naught minus IAG square RAG minus IAM square REM here. Okay, now just wait. So now we see, so the stray losses is measured by, is denoted by WS. So the stray losses are measured by WS here. The stray losses which is equal to this total term come this side here. That's why why, because so the total losses in both machines which is equal to input to the input drawn, so input supply drawn from the motor, this is the input supply drawn from the motor, that is equal to the stray losses which are equal to V into IL naught minus, so there is what about here, the V into IL naught minus IAG square RAG minus IAM square REM here. So the stray losses for each machine, why, because we are using two identical machines. So two identical machines, what about the stray loss for each machine, what about WS by 2. So I have to divide equally. I have to divide equally these stray losses for both machines, but both identical machines, like that's why WS by 2. WS by 2. Okay, the total stray losses what about WS by 2, but you are using two machines means WS by 2 here. Okay. So next coming to efficiency. So after getting this all losses and output and all those things, so as you know that the output of the generator is what about V into IAG. So the output by output plus losses, the efficiency of the generator is what about output by output plus losses. So V into IAG. So what about the losses for generator side? V into IAG plus generator side armature copper losses and this is the shunt field copper losses. And what about the these are the stray losses here. Stray losses for each machine means what about WS by 2. So similarly efficiency of the motor means what about input minus losses by input here. So what about the input here? Generally the input equal to V into IL naught. But IL naught is nothing but what about, that is IAM plus I shunt M here. Okay. Generally that for generator that IA equal to IL plus I shunt current here for generator. For motor, what about that IA equal to IL minus I shunt. But so here IL equal to what about here? IL equal to IA plus I shunt. So there is IL not equal to this one here. This IA plus I shunt. That's why I have written here. For motor side IAM plus I shunt. So this one minus. So there is a motor side armature copper losses and the shunt field copper losses for motor side and the stray losses here. So these are the total losses here. These are the total losses here. And what about this, the total input? That is input minus this is the total input here. V into IL naught. But IL naught is nothing but what about here? This IAM plus this total thing here. Oh, these are the efficiency of the generator and motor here. So coming to advantage and disadvantage of Hawkins test here. So Hawkins test. So what about